Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening. Tasmania Police Association is fearing for the safety of its members, stating officers are less prepared for the fire season than ever before. The government reacting to their concerns this afternoon, promising to review the protective equipment requirements.
Saving lives while risking their own. Police play a vital role during fire events, helping evacuate areas under threat. However, the Police Association claims parts of the force are entering the dangerous summer period without the right training and protective equipment.
We used to be issued annually masks, goggles, hard hats and gloves. I'm not convinced that all of our members have access to that gear.
Police currently wear highly flammable nylon undergarments which can melt when exposed to extreme heat. The association, fed up, writing to the Department of Police Fire and Emergency Management 4 weeks ago, demanding a risk assessment.
Our Police Minister talks heavily about catastrophic fires this fire season, the effects of El Nino and all the rest. We just haven't seen the distribution of those that clothing that will protect our members on the fire ground.
Today, a response. The department stating our emergency services are well prepared for bushfire season, with training provided to police officers and refresher courses available online. However, they've agreed to consult with the association and review the current PPE requirements.
I have every expectation that the police and the department will work with the association to ensure that our frontline workers have what they need to do the job to keep Tasmanians safe.
Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
The man accused of murdering Burnie teenager Cheyenne Lee Tatnall has fronted court again. There were stoic scenes inside the courtroom as the two families came face to face. Victoria Eastoe has more.
Christopher Mark Jordan briefly appeared in the Launceston Magistrates Court via video link from Risdon Prison this morning. The 36-year-old sat silently during the appearance, which lasted just minutes. It's the 4th time the Scottsdale man has fronted court, facing a string of charges. The most serious, the alleged murder of 14-year-old Cheyenne Lee Tatnall. He was expected to enter a plea, but defence lawyer Hannah Goss told the court he was unable to do so, as there is a key piece of prosecution evidence that is yet to be provided, requesting his case be adjourned until the new year. Several family members were in attendance today, including Mr. Jordan's father and sister. So too, Cheyenne's mother, seen leaving the court supported by her family. Cheyenne's body was found in bushland near Nabola on July 26, close to 3 months after she was first reported missing. The teenager, originally from Burnie, was living in a Launceston youth shelter when she disappeared and was last seen alive crossing the Henry Street Bridge on April 30. The search for the 14-year-old remains Northern Tasmania's most extensive. Christopher Jordan has been remanded in custody until his next court appearance on January 31, where he is expected to enter a plea.
A leading infrastructure company will have a say in the future of the Glenorchy War Memorial Swimming Pool. Council has tasked MI Global Partners to come up with options for the ageing site. The company will prepare a report with redeveloping the 6-decade-old facility to be considered. The pool was shut by Glenorchy Council earlier this year after a number of public safety risks were identified. A critically endangered Tasmanian bird is showing signs of recovery following years of dwindling numbers. The state government says 81 orange-bellied parrots have returned to Melaleuca for the breeding season, up from 77 last year. It's the largest figure since numbers were first counted and is 4 times the amount recorded during the 2018 census. Acting Environment Minister Nick Street says population growth is critical to help stop the bird becoming extinct. The Royal Hobart Hospital's pharmacy is set to receive a much-needed multi-million-dollar upgrade. After years of planning, the new facility will provide better care for patients.
Built in 1998, the Royal Hobart Hospital's pharmacy is booked in for a major renovation to meet increased demand. Bare at the moment, this space will eventually be the lifeblood of the hospital.
A lot's changed in healthcare since then. The Royal Hobart Hospital has more than doubled in size.
Costing $22 million, the state-of-the-art facility will house vital medicines and treatments supporting patients statewide.
Whether you have cancer or other heart complications, other diseases, the pharmacy section here at the Royal Hobart Hospital will deliver the medicines and the care that you need.
A sterile production area also planned for the site.
If you have a premature baby, they're unable to take food through formula or breast milk, and for the first few weeks of their life they may be sustained on intravenous nutrition. Fat, sugar, protein injected directly into the bloodstream. We make that up here.
Hutchinson Builders bringing the blueprints to life and helping produce the next generation of skilled workers.
The construction workforce will peak at about 40 workers. That'll be made up of tradesmen, skilled and unskilled workers and apprentices, and we expect that there's about 6,000 apprentice hours in this project.
Construction is due to start next month and if all goes to plan will wrap up in mid-2025. Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
And beachgoers in the north of the state will soon be able to legally strip off. The West Tamar Council has approved a proposal for a clothing optional beach at Boobyalla Bay within the Narrawintapu National Park.
Look, there's a need out in the community, and if we can facilitate that, why not? You know, in other states they have designated beaches for this purpose. So.
The council is forging ahead with the bold plans, instructing Parks and Wildlife to erect appropriate signage. Those wishing to bear all will need to hold a parks permit. Tasmanians are being urged to stay safe in the water over the festive break as lifeguards prepare for a busy period. New data from Surf Lifesaving Australia shows the threat of drowning doubles at this time of year. Young people a key concern, with 16 to 39-year-olds the highest risk demographic. Swimmers are advised not to mix alcohol and swimming and to always supervise children in and around water. Well, just in time for a forecast hot, dry summer, the tap's been turned on for the Don River Irrigation Scheme. It gives northwest farmers access to millions of litres of water and the certainty to forge ahead and plant crops.
You can put it on for half hour if that's all right.
Just like that, water is falling onto Mike Badcock's onions. Pumped from the Forth River and Lake Barrington through 50 kilometres of pipes to properties between Don and West Kentish. The irrigation scheme gives farmers an almost guaranteed share of 40 million litres of water a day.
This gives you more surety. It allows you to sleep at night. Certainty right through the whole system, right through to the people we sell to.
54 farms have signed up to the scheme, perfectly timed for an El Nino summer.
We deliver the bulk infrastructure and the outlets at their property boundary, and then they do their own internal pipe networks around their own properties.
Farmers here say the $54 million price tag for the scheme is worth every cent. It means they can plant crops like these onions without having to worry about whether or not water is going to fall from the sky.
They know that the crops they grow they're going to get a harvest of. It allows them to invest in the industry, it allows them to get staff, which is a pretty important thing now, that they know that this is going to continue on year after year because we've got guaranteed water supply.
It's the 16th irrigation scheme to come online in Tasmania. Another 4 are on the way.
Other states have balked, have said this is too hard. Tasmania has stepped up to the plate when it comes to water development.
Keeping food flowing from Tassie farms to plates around the world. Nick Kelly, 7 Tasmania News.
With Christmas fast approaching, the demand for Tasmanian-made salmon caviar is on the rise. Producing 300 tonnes a year, Hewitt Aquaculture is one of only 2 caviar manufacturers in Australia. The company says it's expecting customers to reel in the product over the break.
People are getting excited and obviously seeing on social media and how the rich and famous eat it off the hand bumps.
We hand milk it from our fish. They're actually gently brought up out of the water and hand milked, and that product is then brined at our facility.
Tasmanians who can afford it can expect to pay $400 a kilo for the rare treat.
After a shaky start to BBL 13, the Hurricanes have a chance to get their season on track tonight against the reigning champions. Although Optus Stadium has been a fortress for the Scorchers, the Canes have won 3 of their last 5 visits to the ground. There could be a boost. Riley Meredith looking like he'll be right to return and lead the pace attack. He made the trip west despite being injured on their loss to the Sixers last week. Quick Billy Stanlake and import Nikhil Chandri could also earn their first purple cap. Stick around because that match is coming up on 7 Tasmania straight after the news. Meanwhile, Clarence and Newtown are right now facing off for the Premier League T20 trophy. On their home pitch, Newtown were stifling Clarence early on this afternoon, taking 2 wickets in the first 2 overs. But the visitors have battled on. A short time ago, they were just hanging on, 9 for 120 with an over to come. Newtown are still to bat. AFL Tasmania is hoping to use Monday's stellar draft haul as a springboard for its plans next year. 3 Tasmanians were selected by AFLW clubs, including 2 in the top 10. It comes as new figures show more females picked up the footy bug in 2023. Team numbers growing by nearly a fifth, while Auskick numbers also jumped by 12%. The governing body confident that that will only continue next year.
We're seeing more women coaching, we're seeing more women commentating the game, that it feels more normal for girls to play and participate.
At the Lauderdale Football Club, we always sometimes we get to watch them on the TV, and it's really cool to see them.
The 2024 season will begin with an event on International Women's Day. One of the Tasmanian AFL team's foundation directors will take on extra responsibilities. Kath McCann has been appointed as the club's executive director on a 2-year deal. Beginning next month, she'll begin working with key stakeholders and help with the launch of the team, which is due to take place in March. The club's first CEO is due to be appointed in 2025.
Good evening. Maximum temperatures were below average by 2 to 3 degrees in most western, southern and central areas, although close to average elsewhere today. Hobart 17, Launceston 23, Devonport 20, Burnie 19 degrees. Flinders Island, Luncheon Hill, Low Head, Friendly Beaches and Ooze all 21, Grove, St Helens and Strawn 19, King Island 18, Maria Island 17 and just 14 today for Lyweenie. Surface-driven cumulus cloud developed inland during the afternoon with a patchy field of stratocumulus cloud near southern and eastern coasts. Largely settled low-level cloud hovers about southern parts of the country with active thunderstorms over central eastern states, the top end and southern WA. Tomorrow, an area of high pressure is nearing Tasmania with a ridge to the south of the state, also extending into central Australia. A broad area of low pressure remains over the mainland. To coastal waters now, east to southeasterly winds 5 to 15 knots with an afternoon sea breeze. Mild southwesterly spells building up to 2 metres in the west and the south. A minor flood warning has been issued for St Paul's River tomorrow. Cloudy in the south, Hobart 18 tomorrow, Cygnet 19, New Norfolk 20 degrees. Partly cloudy in the north, Launceston 22, Devonport 20, 19's the maximum for Campbelltown. Possible showers on the way for Burnie 19. Strawn's the place to be if you're chasing some sunshine. They're expecting 21. A shower or 2 in Smithton, also 21 degrees. 19 and possible showers in St Helens, also 19 in Swansea. Although cloudy, a shower or 2 in store for Fingal, 17's the top. Forecast for Friday, light showers about the east and northwest, mostly clearing in the evening, otherwise fine elsewhere. Saturday, fine apart from light showers developing inland. Similar conditions for Christmas Eve with showers continuing. Taking a look now at the mainland tomorrow, possible storms and showers in Darwin 35, partly cloudy in Perth 37, 29 and showers in Brisbane, partly cloudy and 24 in Melbourne. And right now in Hobart, it's mostly cloudy with 15, partly cloudy in Launceston 21 and also 21 in Devonport. Kim, school is almost out for summer with public schools finishing up tomorrow afternoon, and we hope everybody enjoys their last day.
There'll be a lot of excited kids tomorrow. Thank you very much, Kyan. That is all your news for now. I'll be back later with updates. Thanks for joining us this evening. Good night, everyone.